Look at this lighting. I've got some really nice lighting now for my reviews. We'll be talking about Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, or just Friday the 13th, the final chapter, as it says here. It's the 4th movie. It's the final chapter in this 8-movie set. Yeah, so obviously I guess they planned to do it end the series, and then they decided, fuck that shit. We like money, so there's a 5th one afterwards, a year later. Come on, guys, at least give the series a rest for a little bit. But no, won't do that. No, we can't rest. We need money. So because it's the final chapter, instead of a recap of the previous, basically the last 5 minutes of the previous film, as normal, we get a recap of the previous films to kind of go over what the fuck happened. Do you remember? No one remembers. Jason's mum was like, I'm angry, and Jason came back and was like, I'm angry, and then the third one, Jason was like, I'm hench, and then he was hench, and then he was like, I'm angry, I'm hench and angry. So now we're at the fourth film. So I don't know, it's very much the same film. We're straight to the same film, basically. A bunch of horny teenagers. Though I like the intro. The intro's different. So basically we're like, well, Jason's dead. At the start of the film. Jason's dead. So obviously, he ain't gonna stay dead, boy. I don't know what this voice is, but I'm doing it now. He ain't staying dead. So obviously, he rises out of the hospital. We spent a decent amount of time on it. We get to see his mum's gravestone for no real reason. Like, it's more like, I mean, this is the movie that makes it canon what his mum's name is. That we didn't know that before. It was just Mrs. Voorhees. But other than that, it's just like, yeah, there's a gravestone. Don't do anything with it. Yeah, so we have basically the horny teen. Yeah. We have the horny teenagers, but with the horny teenagers, there's also basically in that opposite cabin is it a mum, a daughter, and mum, daughter, and son, and a dog. Dog's the best character. I think the mum bites it. From what I remember. I think she does. I think pretty much everyone bites it, other than the daughter and son, and the dog. Dog's fine, I think. I hope so. No one kills dogs. Motherfucking you can kill random horny teenagers, but don't kill dogs. Yeah. So it's a little bit different in that aspect, because you have the horny teenagers, but you also have the random family that's over the opposite side. And the kid goes, "Oh look, burgers!" And you have the guy from the dad from Back to the Future in this movie, who I've forgotten his name. Nope, it's gone out of my head. There's the only person in this film. Oh no, Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is also a name I recognise, who's very young in this film because he's the kid. It's definitely a name I've heard a lot, but not someone I'm like, I recognise you, mostly on the name. Yeah. Oh, I might have to just. I have to edit in a clip of the dancing. I need to get his name up. I've forgotten his name. Kristen Glover. Oh yeah, the guy takes. I think from what I read about Back to the Future, he took himself a little bit too seriously. Yes. a little bit. I took things a little bit too seriously. Yeah. Anyway, he has some terrible dancing in this film. Just the worst. As always, most of these films, they look really good. Well, at least so far they all look very good. We have a shower scene. You gotta have a shower scene. So someone's gotta be in the shower. Yeah, a lot of the deaths are pretty cool. I don't think they're not as brutal as the previous film. I think the previous film definitely has some very brutal scenes. Brutal deaths is what I mean. And yeah, the way they defeat Jason is the kid pretends he's Jason. I'm very confused. And Jason is like, what? He's like, you look like me. I used to be a bold little kid. I'm Jason. Just trying to get him to remember his past, I guess. I don't know. It's like they're going for what they did with part 2. Sorry, I just saw like a thing on my wall that's gonna fall off in a minute. So I'm gonna grab that in a minute. But yeah, they're trying to do that, but then. Sorry, but just also rewatching it at the moment while I'm speaking, just like. So that's the big idea. They just knock off his mask and he is an ugly fucker. Such an ugly fucker. But yeah, the kid basically kills Jason. And I guess it's alluded to the end that he's become kind of the new Jason. Like, that's what we're going with. Where he sees her in hospital and he kind of goes, looks at the camera like, ha ha ha. And oh, sorry, I just saw the like brutal, like machete to the face. See, the gore in this film is it's just good. It looks really good. But yeah, there's Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I think it's a good film. I'm still not a fan of the trying method, like why him shaving his head will make him go, oh, you look like me as a child. Like how that helps in some way. It just maybe just confuses me, like, you used to have hair, now you has no hair. Jason confused. It's definitely a good one. I'd say it's definitely a good film. Overall, I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's Friday the 13th part of the final chapter. Next week won't be from this, but the next one is A New Beginning. The next one will be A Nightmare on Elm Street. So I'll see you next week for that. Farewell for now.